Hey guys, I got a bit of a cold today, but apparently, I don't know if you guys been keeping track of the news or you guys are into Twitch. Sorry, I am not into Twitch, but I do watch some of the guys that are on Twitch on YouTube. Mainly like sketches or something like that. Skits. I like skits and stuff like that. But I don't really watch a lot of the gameplay unless it's like a new game coming out or something like that. Or they have, or if there's a something like a drama. But it usually involves with somebody you know. And in this one, you actually, well, in this one, I actually know a couple of people. Mizkif, I don't really watch him a lot, but I know a lot of his friends. I've been watching that the shit camp thing. I like watching that. Judge me if you want. Uh, Also, and then there's also like the some gambling thing going on, and we'll get this explained by Ludwig, who is a YouTube streamer, and he also does Twitch streaming. So he's pretty big also in the in the platform. Right now it's number 2, so we're gonna take a look at that, see what's going on, because there's a lot of stuff to digest in this video.
2 weeks on Twitch have been crazy. The things that have come out, the drama, the scandals, the new information is insane. It's probably the most drama-filled month in the history of Twitch. It's imploding in front of our eyes. And welcome back to Mogul Mail. We got to cover everything today. But let's go back to the start. All right. If you missed anything, I will cover it all. It all started about 22 days ago when Cutie announced Shit Camp. That is her big event. It involves a bunch of creators all coming together to foster friendships and then
I
also
watched that.
create content that is bigger than the sum of its parts. However,
Some of it's
there was
good, some
some
of it's good,
initial
some of it's
feedback that was
okay.
kind of negative about the event, especially on
Sometimes
the
you like
live stream
watching
sale subreddit
people
that said this
enjoy
event is an
themselves.
easy skip because Soda Poppin is not going to be there. And that wouldn't really matter normally. However, one of the big people that were meant to go, XQC, biggest streamer on the platform, decided to not go the day of. How did he let the people know who were running the event that he was not going? He typed it in his offline chat, which he now admits was wrong to do, but here it is. This is it. He said, I'm not going. Soda's not going. I don't feel like it. I need Soda to run good stuff for me to feel comfortable, all that, yada, 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 which kind of left the event with somewhat of a bad taste in the people who were there, and also maybe some of the viewers. It helped perpetuate the narrative that they were already sharing. Now, X has apologized for this. Whatever. Doesn't matter. We're just talking about what happened.
Well, regardless if
At
he
the
wasn't
event,
there,
all
it was
goes
still
great.
fun.
D-Rob gets banned, feels bad man. After the event, Soda Poppin does a podcast with his brother D-Kane, and in it says this. Let's listen in.
And also, Wrath is coming out. So I told him way before, hey, I'm not going. I'm sorry. Like I want to say like months before.
Okay. All right. So let's just repeat what he said there. Wrath is coming out, World of War thing, great, World of Warcraft. Sorry, I'm a little bit boomery here, and he's not going. And he says, I told them I'm not going to go. Well, here's the thing: that clip of Soda Poppin was shown to XQC, and then XQC watched it, felt like his back was against the wall, and gave his real reason for not going right here.
Like I had to make a choice. I was cornered into choosing between family and Sammy, and unfortunately, what happened is that I kind of just chose family.
This is heavy stuff, all right? If you don't understand.
So he lied, basically. He lied about the first reason why he didn't want to come, because of Soda Poppin', but now it's because of family issues and girlfriend issues.
XQC is talking about the real reason for him not going being he had some personal issues with his relationship and his family. Sammy was his ex-girlfriend, and he had to choose in some situation that they were in between his family and between his girlfriend. That was a situation that he was in, and that was the reason he did not go. Not the Soda Poppin' is not there. But because that clip that said, I told them I was not going, was shown to XQC, and he interpreted it as, I told him I'm not going, he shared this information, which led to a crazy saga where they had a very, very, very public breakup because Sammy saw that, a.k.a. Adept, then talked about what she felt about the situation. Then XQC reacted to what she was talking about in her reaction to him. And then they ended up talking together online, which led to this moment, which is crazy that this was broadcast.
Honestly, like I didn't even watch this whole thing. Like it was, I just didn't really. I didn't even watch this. I figured it was kind of pointless for me because why do I really care about their relationship? Bunch of streamers breaking up, but it's live,
Okay, I don't cut it halfway.
which is kind of
I have
funny.
to go all the way. I don't have things above my head all fucking day.
I can't do this with you anymore. You are not a victim
Okay,
here. You have
you're
never
not-
been
you're
a
right.
victim
Okay,
here.
okay,
I'm done speaking with
okay,
you.
I'm done
You
as
are
well.
not a victim.
It's okay,
Stop
okay,
victimizing
okay,
yourself.
This is the Kendrick Lamar "We Cry Together" moment of Twitch. It's the biggest streamer in the world that had 120,000 viewers. Crazy. And this is where the story would normally end. However, in the midst of all of this is when Slicker came out as a scammer. That's when this whole thing, he was sending the videos to people. I made a mogul mail about this a couple days ago that goes a little more in depth about it. But basically, this streamer Slicker was revealed to be scamming almost like 100 people out of over $300,000. Crazy, crazy stuff there. Here's the total tally.
There are over 55 people on this
More
list
accurate.
owed money right now, and the total scammed is over $384,000.
Way more than I thought.
And what did I learn from these 55 people? Well,
CoffeeZilla goes more in depth about that. And quick little bow tie on that one, by the way. Me and XQC are teaming up to pay people back. Why XQC? I think in part he feels guilty because he's earned a lot of money gambling. Maybe it's a good PR thing. Maybe he's just rich and doesn't care. Why am I doing it? Because you will probably see a stupid mobile game sponsor on Mogul Mail in the next month or so. And that's all I have to do is do one little sellout that hopefully you guys are okay with, and I can make dozens of people's lives a lot better, which to me...
At least it's being honest. I mean, because XQC has shown to be a liar, and I always feel like he kind of like dramatizes like things. And it's not as they seem. He just kind of one-ups the whatever it is, and used to like run with it.
Feels like a worthwhile trade-off. All right, I don't mind doing that. I don't mind shilling out for some terrible mobile game, unless they're listening to this, in which case your mobile game is great, in exchange for doing a positive good. And so that's that there. Very good, very awesome. Slicker, by the way, has got his sub badge removed. He is no longer a partner on Twitch. He's not even an affiliate anymore. He's not banned yet. I think he should definitely be banned. But at the moment, not banned, but cannot make money on the website. And that's where you would think the story would end. That's where you would think the story would end. And in like conjunction with the Slicker story, there was a big movement. People were using that as a big movement to remove gambling on Twitch, which I think is an okay thing to do, by the way. The first thing you should do in any situation is make sure the victims are okay, which is what I did. I offered to pay for the victims, and that's the step I'm doing to make sure the victims are okay. The second thing is, and I think it is okay to use momentum talking about how gambling is bad to make a positive change for the future, aka remove gambling on Twitch. Now, the gambling Slicker was doing wasn't even slots, right? To be clear, he was gambling on like tennis matches and golf matches. However, gambling is still the topic, and if you can use something to make positive change, I think that's fine. And that's what someone like Mizkif did. Like if Twitch should ban gambling. Even Pokimane did the same thing. Got a bunch of likes for it. I would say a little maybe less genuine when it came from Mizkif, because I don't think he was as concerned with the victims as maybe riding the momentum to say screw gambling. He's done gambling sponsorships in the past. And from that came a really weird thread, because Mizkif was really riding this "we gotta ban gambling" thing. Even Asmon Gold said, how is Slicker not banned? All right, we should definitely ban him for scamming people.
This is where it turns bad, because they're talking about gambling and how gambling is bad, and then this guy Trainwreck just says, you shouldn't be talking shit because you're a bad person too, and you've allowed one of your friends to do the get essayed, and that at that point is Mizkif's I want to say his career, but since he's in this organization called OTK, One True King, I think it's called. A bunch of gamers there, you know. So they're saying that there's gonna be an investigation going on. You know what happened with his roommate. Let's see what keep going. I think that's a little bit more
And
further.
then Train said, you know, this whole thing about how it was actually horse racing and tennis bets, and it wasn't actually slots gambling. You shouldn't try to target people like me. Mizkif replied to that saying, if you're going to deplatform people for scamming others, shouldn't we have banned you for Jolt Coin a few years back? I don't really know the reference. I guess Train at some point took a crypto called Jolt Coin to make money. And then Train replied with an absolute bomb. All right, they were trading jabs, and he went for the Hail Mary uppercut. Said, "Are you going to send Maya and Mitch to railroad and blackmail me like you did those girls to cover up all those sexual assaults, you fucking scumbag piece of shit? You want to come at me and make shit up, then you better be sure you don't live in a glass house, you insecure pussy." Wow. All right, what are they referring to here? Let me break it down for you. There's a good friend of Mizkif, a guy that Mizkif lives with, called Crazy Slick. He's a streamer in his own right, and Crazy Slick had was accused of sexual assault by a streamer named Adriana Lee about a year ago, and it kind of died out very quickly. The general story went that they were at a party together. She was feeling very sick, very drunk, went to a bed to be by herself. Crazy Slick went in, and then when she was like passed out, not really fully there with, you know, full consciousness, touched her inappropriately, right?
Crazy Slick and the gambling guy are two different dudes, just so you guys don't get confused.
That's what Adriana said. And then Slick was like, "No, I was just checking her pulse," which is weird to do. You don't. What are you, like Dr. House? That you don't have to do that. That's a weird thing to do. Shouldn't touch someone who doesn't want to be touched, and especially who can't consent to being touched. Right? Straightforward. But the original twit longer about that, which came out, I guess, over a year ago now from Adriana, got shoved down, you know, and kind of got stopped talking about very quickly. Why? Well, I guess we found out from this Train tweet, and this was uncovered by Adriana herself on her stream and many other people's streams. Well, Mizkif sent Maya and Mitch Jones to cover it up. AKA, I guess they went to Adriana and asked her to speak more nicely about Crazy Slick than she might have wanted to. Speak less honestly about the incident so that it wouldn't hurt Crazy Slick as much. And that was a way of kind of shoving it down. Which is a terrible thing to do, because after that, Crazy Slick did not stop doing bad things. I mean, look at these DMs that he shared with another streamer, Fan. "I'm showing you my dick. I don't care. I'm horny. Are you going to consent before I get canceled? Nope, no consent. Dicks are ugly. Suck my dick, pussy. If we ever meet, you're done. On sight, you're getting bent over immediately. Your hair's getting pulled so hard you're chokeslammed while I thrust you from behind." Thrust is a funny word. I'm sorry. That's what I'm laughing at. GG. Look at you. You should write a fanfic with this literotica shit. Why the fuck would that mean I'd send you nudes? Most girls do. Actually, yeah. Sorry, I misread. I thought you were kind of a slut. Terrible messages, right? Like totally inappropriate messages. I think there's been even more messages that have come out that he's sent like dick pics without consent, just unasked for, unwanted. And clearly is somebody who is not a great person in this.
So apparently, bad dude, really bad dude. No filter on that guy.
Space. It does not make a lot of the women who are around, at least the Austin area, feel safe. You know, you did the exact opposite. And the focus of this normally would be on Crazy Slick, who clearly is someone who should not be in this sphere, right? And quick little side thing over here. Crazy Slick, also irrelevant to this, someone who deals with depression, was suicidal, was missing all yesterday, which was another concern, was found. If anybody heard about that, that's all clear. He is found. I think he is going to be safe now. I sent him this message as well because I don't want people to die, but I don't think he should be in this space. I think it's so simple. The same problem happens in the Smash community. You make people feel unsafe in a community, you just leave the community. The world is very, very big. Twitch Live streaming sphere, very, very small. All right, very irrelevant to the whole world order. And you, all right, are lucky enough that you're not going to jail. What you should do now is apologize to those you hurt. That's exactly what I sent him. Leave the small.
Hey man, bad dudes are everywhere. They're gonna be here on YouTube. They're gonna be there on Twitch. They're gonna be there on Instagram, TikTok. Bad dudes everywhere. Gotta just spot them out, cause guy like Super Slick seems like or Crazy Slick. He seems like and a repeat offender. But since he's got homies around that protect him, he gets around with stuff. And those friends also have a lot of following and a lot of money. So it's hard, to. Oh, I mean, not hard, but it's easy to get away with certain things.
Part of the internet where the hurt was caused so that they can feel safe here. You don't have to feel safe here because you shouldn't feel safe here because you make people feel unsafe here. And then take this as an opportunity to be a new person, a better person, all right? Not the person that you were. A second lease on life in a way, all right? And be a positive member to society. That's what I sent to him. And he should no longer be in the streaming sphere, plain and simple. The attention of this was barely on Crazy Slick, barely on Adriana's story. All right. Why? Because it was really on Mizkif. There was a huge Reddit thread about this and a bunch of tweets about this clip that surfaced from Miz.
I don't think there's a single person that we used to hang out with that doesn't hang out with Slick anymore because of what happened. I actually think there's literally none. Because the reality is, worst comes to worst of it, it's fucking like sexual harassment, right? I mean, no one of what you can deem of it, it's sexual harassment, whatever.
Wait, this is
worst
this is a recent one? What do you say?
On Mizkif. There was a huge Reddit thread about this and a bunch of tweets about this clip that surfaced from Miz.
I don't think there's a single person that we used to hang out with that doesn't hang out with Slick anymore because of what happened.
So this is an old
think
clip.
There's literally none.
Just
the reality is, worst comes to worst of it, it's
yeah. This
fucking,
is an old clip. This is not recent, and even though it's been posted recently, it's an old clip.
Sexual harassment, right? I mean, no one of what you can deem of it, it's sexual harassment, whatever.
Whatever.
Scale, it's not really a big deal.
No big deal. Really sexual harassment. It's not a big deal.
Miz speaking way too candidly and way too stupidly about sexual assault, saying it's low scale. Like there's a tier list that we have to drop every year on what sexual assault we need to rank S tier, what sexual assault we need to rank.
The S tier is the R word.
And really, I mean, showed that he
what's
was
bigger?
not
What's
only
bigger
protecting
than
someone who sexually assaulted someone, but
that?
also very callous about the entire situation. And then a little insult to injury, a little dirt in the wound, right around the same time this is all unfolding. Ice Poseidon, who, by the way, renowned piece of shit and should not be revered in any way for exposing someone.
Who is Ice Poseidon? I've always heard his name, but I don't know who he is.
Released a
how he
bunch
looks
of
like.
DMs between him and Mizkif where he's just saying every slur under the sun. I mean, he goes through them all, and this is all ranging in 2019 and 2018, so past 3 or 4 years after he was already.
I think this is all kind of irrelevant since he's already a new guy.
Stuff.
You know, it's
Mizkif has talked about on stream before that he used to say.
You know, it's
slurs.
old. It's old stuff.
It.
I'm pretty
He
sure
said,
he
"I used to
doesn't
say
do it
slurs,
anymore.
it's very
But
edgy, and I've changed.
you know,
whether he changed because he had to, because it's the times, and that's the only way to become a successful creator, or because he wanted to morally. Either way, good to change. But it is much different to say you used to say slurs and then look at the way that you said slurs, right? That's a lot. It's a lot realer. It's a lot harder to stare at, and it's a lot harder to accept. And especially because the people that he told were his viewers, this is much different. The people who are seeing all these DMs now are no longer his viewers. I don't even really think I can show these, but
I want to see those slurs.
It is F slur, and it is derogatory term for other minority groups. It's everything. It's the whole Mary Poppins bag, and he reached in deep for it. Which look, it is funny because 2 days ago he dropped this, which is a quick says you.
Streamers are all garbage humans.
And that's kind of where it was ending, right? And there was different spats that were going on between streamers during all of this, relating to all of this. until today, where Twitch dropped an absolute bomb. All right? Maybe the greatest.
Maybe all this correlated, not the the essay, but that guy scamming Slicker, scamming all these people. And then also there's a clip going around of a train wreck giving money to some of the Twitch employees, and it doesn't look good for them.
Greatest PR move they have made in the past 2 years, maybe the greatest policy move they've made in the past 5 years. Twitch has now banned gambling. All right. In response to the Slicker drama and the huge outcry that happened on Twitter and Reddit and everywhere else.
Well, I mean, it's they're not taking every gambling, just the ones that here says we prohibit sharing links or referral codes to all sites. That includes slots, roulettes, and dice games. We see some of the people circumvent those rules and expose our community to potential harm. We'll prohibit those. And then also sites like stake.com, Rollbit, and Duelbits, and Roobet. Those are the only ones they can identify, but I think look, it says also right here, we will continue to allow websites that focus on sports bettings, fantasy sports, and poker. So they still allow those, but not non-regulated out of the US gambling sites, is what Twitch is saying. They don't want unregulated sites that can harm their users from any potential scam.
Twitch let out this statement which said gambling content on Twitch has been a big topic of discussion in the community. We've reviewed our policy. Today we want to update you on our plans. We're going to be making a policy update on October 18th to prohibit streaming of gambling sites that include slots, roulette, or dice games that aren't licensed either in the US or other jurisdictions that provide sufficient consumer protection. The sites like Stake, Rollbit, Duelbits, Roobet are all going to be banned. And these are the main sites that we're using. These are the sites that Trainwrecks uses, Trainwrecks TV uses, the site that XQC uses, the site that Drake used when he streamed on Twitch for a couple of hours. And it's
5 million a month.
Change. It's a huge, huge change.
That's how much they pay the streamers.
A huge win for Twitch at the tail end of a crazy, tumultuous 2 weeks. And what was the CEO tweeting while Twitch was going for their slam dunk? So weird that Twitter doesn't save your drafts and there's no drafts at all on the website that I can find. Does anyone know why? Why don't you talk about things that matter, Emmett? I don't understand. Anyway, that's it. That is about everything that happened. What should come from this? Well, people should stop gambling, which means we should have that become a much smaller category on Twitch. In the past, it's been a top 5 category, top 10 category occasionally. It should quickly drop. That's a great thing. We should have Crazy Slick leave the streaming community. He should do that. You can do anything. It's all right. If you move to Wyoming and work at a Best Buy, you can be a totally new person. All right, go join the JET program and be a bit. Come back in 2 weeks, and there will still be a group of people who follow him.
Okay, here's an important part.
Because Miz truly lives for streaming. So I don't content because Miz truly lives. And Mizkif has a lot to own up for. Now, here's the thing.
This is true what Logan is saying. I don't think I think he could be taken off of the OTK, but he'll continue on to do what he needs to do to make a living. That is stream and make content.
Miz is Miz in the sense that he will never be canceled unless he's deplatformed, because you are never truly canceled as long as you keep creating content. And why would he ever stop creating content? Because Miz truly lives for streaming. So I don't expect for him to disappear. I assume he will just let it die down a bit, come back in 2 weeks, and there will still be a group of people who follow him. And he has to deal with this, which will last for the rest of his life. A lot of people, maybe even more people that follow him and more people that watch him, will always think of him as someone who either protected a sexual assaulter or is someone who was racist or homophobic. Was, or maybe, they'll think of him as is. And that's the reality that he'll have to live with, which
was a good
which I
combo.
think is deserved for what he did. He even dropped a statement himself, which I'll take a look at here. It said, "We found Crazy Slick. He's not harmed," which is what I talked about earlier. In terms of living situation, Crazy Slick has to leave, which is good. A little after Slick's misconduct came to light, I made some inexcusable statements, which is the one we showed today. To Adriana, I'm sorry for those statements, which is a due apology, but it should go to Adriana directly. Additionally, a series of private messages, the ones from Ice Poseidon, have been shown. I was dumb, edgy guy who said a lot of stupid things to my friends to come off as cool, funny. I can't change what I've said, but I can change who I am now. I'm sorry to everyone how it's affected. I want to apologize to OTK, and he apologized. So I think we'll see him lay low, come back in 2 weeks, and then try to stream as if nothing happened, because that's usually how it goes. Canceling doesn't exist unless you get deplatformed, and the only person who should be getting deplatformed 100% is Slicker for scamming people out of $384,000. Twitch, that's the last thing you got to do, and then you're all set. Anyway, that's all. That's all. Probably the longest mogul mail yet. Did it in one take. Feeling great about it. By the way, in good news,
I mean, all that will be an easy investigation because everything's on the internet. They'll look at what Mizkif said and Maya said, and that the girl who got she was a victim in all this. But it's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be too much of a big deal because it was like a year ago, and like nobody got R-worded. So let's be honest. I don't think anything's gonna come out of this. A couple of slaps on the wrist, and you're a bad boy to these guys, and that's it. I mean, what really can you do? Unless the website wants to do it for you guys and bring some sort of justice. But I don't think anything's gonna come out of this. I don't think so. I just don't. And then Mizkif just was like the guy who's the big name in this and try to cover it up because of his his friend and stuff. But I don't think nothing's gonna happen to him. So I mean, let me guys know. I mean, am I being too what's the word too dismissive about this? Am I being too dismissive about it? Because I feel like what Trainwreck said, it was just to get the whole gambling thing off his back, and now gambling is gone. So I don't know. Maybe you dug your own grave with that.
what happened on YouTube's side while Twitch was imploding, they have now monetized YouTube Shorts, which is pretty cool. They also made it easier to join the partnership program, and they created a creator music library where you can license music on your videos, which is something that's always existed through third-party websites, think like Audio Jungle. But now you can do it directly through YouTube, which I think makes it more accessible to people who might not have known that entire ecosystem existed.
I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's all. I think the most important part was the whole Mizkif thing, and then also the gambling thing. The guy scamming people. Twitch getting rid of gambling is a pretty big thing, but I don't think a lot of the fans or the viewers are gonna care because they're all little kids that watch people play games. I'm not on it. I'm 26 years old. I'm not really a big guy to watch people play games. I'm just not, unless they're just like trying to be funny or like they're playing. It's like Funhouse. You guys ever seen Funhouse? they do some good stuff. They play games, but they also like cosplay and they make skits. So I don't know. I'm going off on this. I'm a little ranting right now. But all right, guys. I'll see you guys next time. This was a long video. All right, guys. See you guys next time.